Not a lot. Just enough to remind me why I don't watch it. Oh, this is already funny. Just the headline. The list of moves and actions that are now banned from AEW or need to be approved by the company.
Maybe that's why Nash is pissed off, because he went for Brock and Austin and not try to duplicate him.
Well, it'd be easier to duplicate him. You only have to learn 5 moves.
Like you said, and we've all been saying, Tony Khan, you need a hierarchy, and he gets one, and then we make fun of it.
Because he's sitting back there talking about the Brock match, and it's finally we had a wrestling match. Finally, we got 2 guys telling a story. They weren't outside in the ring the whole time. One of them
was he not watching the same match as we were?
Yeah, those games, man. I would say, like, for me, like the best ones, I would say, are like the ones where they try to get a certain like time.
This is my entire IT team right here on screen. Everybody. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for WrestleChat with Vince McShare. Let's get ready to rumble! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nation Network, and this is WrestleChat. I told you guys yesterday we'd probably be back doing it again, and it's me and Jay and all that kind of good stuff. Yesterday, I gave you my first impressions of what I thought of the very first SmackDown of the year that they've been hyping for weeks. It's the 1-year anniversary. Let me move this thing a little bit. The 1-year anniversary being on the Netflix, and they just made this sound like it was going to be WrestleMania. It's going to be WrestleMania Day 1, and then you'd have Day 2 and 3 in a few weeks. Needless to say, it didn't turn out that way. I told you guys yesterday when I streamed, I wanted to get my first impressions out right away while they were mine. And then I would compare and contrast with what the majority of the internet world was saying. Now, of course, that doesn't matter because Triple H already said that the internet is not the real world. So the fact that we are the fans that consume your product and we are telling you it sucks doesn't matter because we're not real. When the ratings drop, maybe we'll be real then. It doesn't really matter anymore. I guess Netflix paid a bunch of fucking money and the folks overseas are paying a whole bunch of fucking money. So I guess it really doesn't matter. We can be make-believe, I suppose. But no, it did suck, and everyone has said it sucked, so I don't feel bad. And I think the one that most resonated with me personally was our friend James Romero from the Stevie Richards Show and Talk Time with Dutch Mantel, that kind of stuff. And basically, I'll tell you what he was a little harsh on. he really had it in for Maxine. And as I'm listening to his review of Maxine, I'm like, I was probably blinded by the pretty. He's right. He really is right. She's terrible. All right. Well, listen, before we get into all that stuff, I did that on my own yesterday. We're going to try it a little bit different today because, it's always, you know what can be done with one, but let's see what two can do. I'm going to bring in my sidekick, my partner in crime. You know him. This is J-Rocks. All right. Hold that thought a minute, J-Rocks. Yeah. What did I tell you? This sumbitch is going to just fucking make me go crazy. I knew this shit was going to happen, too. It's got to be a bitch. It's got to be a bitch. I'm not even sure where it's pulling that thing from. Hold, let's try it again. Why? It shouldn't be doing that. What the fuck? Let me try again. All right, we'll try it one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, J-Rocks. There it goes. As I was telling Jay earlier, say hello, Jay.
Hello, Jay.
I wasn't telling him that earlier. What I was telling him earlier is that I've been working with this nesting, as they call it here for OBS, where I can take other scenes. So I had the one camera scene a moment ago, and now we've got the two camera scene, and I used to have to flip back and forth to different tabs, and in a few minutes we're going to switch to another one, which has the monitor screen up. So that's the third one, and I'm having to flip back and forth, whereas now I can take those other screens and kind of merge them into the one and then just quickly tab. Sort of. We'll figure it out. It's a work in progress. All right. We're going to break this down into segments. Segment one, we'll start out with the Maxine thing, and I really think it's what I said. I was blinded by Pretty. She's a gorgeous girl. Amazing. She's my type, okay? She got the blonde hair. She's got an amazing figure. She's not too much. She's not too little. I love the blonde hair. She's got a smile for days, and she can't wrestle. Hearing somebody objective talking about it, it was kind of like, yeah, you just weren't watching very closely. Basically, what James Romero pointed out is how horrible. It's like all she has to do is an ankle lock. Just an ankle lock. You just and you just twist. Don't break the fucking thing. Just twist. And she can't do it. And he's right. She's got the worst ankle lock in the history of ankle locks. It's weak. It's sad. I see her being future endeavored within a year.
Yeah, I mean, she had for a while she was showing improvement, but that match last night, oh my God. It was like just the transitions were horrible. And yeah, I mean, if she had done any improvement, it did not fucking show last night.
And they were saying this was the best match that the two of them had. Like several people were saying that.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a low bar. Let's be honest. It's a low bar.
It is. But this match, I think, was worse than the last match they had. Because there was just so many holes in, like I said, the transitions were horrible. And I don't know if it was because Becky was going faster than what Maxine could keep up, or if Maxine just finally was like, well, I'm losing the title tonight. Why am I'm just going to fucking phone it in.
Yeah. Anyway, I still like her. I still think she's great to look at, but so far as an in-ring performer, I'll be amazed. And then I look at somebody like Izzy Moreno, and I know I keep hitting that kid's drum, but I'm telling you, man, she's the future. She's better today than Maxine is, and would be a better asset. Might not be doing her any favors, because one of the things I was listening to Matt Cardone on his thing with Kurt Hawkins and I forget who, Mark,
Right.
the Mark guy that's on their show, the podcast show.
Yeah.
And one of the things, they were talking about, hey, Matt, how much do you think that the indie time helped your career? Oh, it's immeasurable, because these young kids in the WWE don't have anything over indie wrestlers, because indie wrestlers are repping over and over and over again, and they're traveling to different venues and different wrestlers, and they're getting in different locker rooms, and they're getting 5 times more work by being indies. And when you think about that, and then you look at Maxine, who's a product of the WWE, who's never done the indie scene, and it shows, it's no wonder that in less than a year, Izzy Moreno's better than her by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't benefit her to go to NXT or Evolve at this point in time, because then she loses that travel and that experience.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like with somebody like Matt, he can go out and he can go into a ring and have a technical match with somebody. He can go have a blood and guts match with somebody. He can go and, because he has worked all the different styles, he can go overseas, work the strong style with the New Japan guys or the British guys, or he can, go down and do the luchador thing in Mexico. Because he spent that time on the independents wrestling all these different people. Yes, I agree that now you have those rare exceptions that have come up through that have impressed me, like Obafemi. Spent no time on the fucking independents, but my God, that man's a beast. He's put in the work.
All right, since you just brought the name up, I talked about him briefly in my recap yesterday, and I wasn't going to talk about him today, but you brought him up, so it's a good point. I said Obafemi has the look. I mean, you're not going to take that away. The guy looks like a beast, the way Brock Lesnar looked when he first hit the scene, okay? He's got that about him. He's got the look. He's an athlete. In-ring work isn't terrible. Microphone,
He's actually, I was going to say, he's actually pretty decent on the mic.
Yeah,
more than a lot of people.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's not saying much nowadays. Most of them suck.
Well, no, it's not. But I'm just saying, he has. I don't hate hearing him on the mic, as opposed to somebody else. When I see them grab a mic, I'm like, oh dear fucking God, it's time to mute it, because this is going to be a bunch of rambling that ain't going to make shit sense. So
my question though is this: to you, I mean, to me, the answer is no, but to you, does he have the it factor?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, those of you in the comment section below, do you think? Let me post one up here. We'll get a poll going here. I don't know how many people are watching or whatever, but let's start with the poll.
Like I said, when he gets on the mic, it's not. I don't dread it, because I actually like his promos and stuff.
All right, there's the poll. Does Obafemi have the it factor in your opinion? So again, I'd go with no. I can't vote on my own poll. It doesn't let you. What the hell's up with that shit? Again, to me, he has the look. He got moves. I think he's mediocre on the microphone. I'm not as big on him as Jay is. But the aura, for me, it's not there. It doesn't mean it won't be there. I mean, I wasn't feeling it for Roman either.
Right.
For how long? For how long I couldn't stand Roman.
Exactly.
And not because he was a heel, just because it's like, what? Are you shoving this guy down our throats where he can't cut a promo, which back then he couldn't cut a promo. Until John Cena called him out live on the air for it. But yeah, for me, it just, I don't know. That goes nowhere. So here's what I did want to talk about, because I forgot to bring it up. It was in my notes yesterday like a dumbass, and I started talking about a part of it, but not the main part of it. So what we're talking about right now is WWE and their incredible writing team that is able to just come up with some of the most intriguing and compelling storylines week after week. That is laced with sarcasm in case anyone doesn't get it. You sacrifice the GOAT on Saturday night's main event in the most disrespectful way to the fact that the fans are furious. You're supposed to want to leave the fans going home in a good mood. Now, granted, you couldn't do that by giving him the win, okay? We all know he wasn't going to win the match. But there's a way you could have done it, and it would have left a better taste in everybody's mouth. You didn't do that. Then, now let's see what we're going to do now that you've sacrificed the Golden Goose, even though he was on his way out the door anyway. I get that. But you still spit all over him, pissed all over him, shit all over him. Let's see what you're going to do with Gunther now that he's that guy. Next day he comes out. 2 days later on Monday night comes out. Says almost nothing other than I made him tap like a little bitch and then walks out. That was fine. I actually thought that was brilliant. Didn't give you, he was out there for 10 or 15 minutes, but that's all he said. And he just let the heat build and the booze build and all that. And this is what I was talking to Jay about the other day. Dom Mysterio turns on his dad. He's got the whitest heat I can remember. I mean, we're going back to Piper.
Yeah.
I got to think back to Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Snuka. That time frame, Roddy Piper. To remember someone being so legitimately hated. And it's hard to do that nowadays because we all know they're playing a role. But he was able to get past that to the point where, fuck you, I'm going to kill you anyway. And they were like a decent group of people waiting to meet him going onto the bus. He had to have security take him onto the bus. So kudos to you that you were able to create that aura today. It's almost impossible. And you did it. What do you do with a top talent like that who's now your number one heel who just squashed the Golden Goose? What do you do with him? You bring him out on Monday night, have him start doing the same promo again, only to have a guy who's going on a retirement tour, who's only about 100 pounds lighter and about a foot shorter than him, get up in his face, challenge him, smack him in the face. And he doesn't do shit. You bitched him out to AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles. But you cannot tell me that this monster that you've been building, who's kicked the shit out of everyone on the roster and destroyed John Cena in his last match, is going to get bitch slapped, pimp slapped by AJ Styles, and he's going to do nothing. Oh, wait. He did do something. The next segment backstage, he said, I want a match with AJ. And then AJ gets in his face again. And he does what? Fucking walks away. I'm done. I am fucking done with this. I love Triple H for all he's done. He needs to be fired. Or at least reassigned. You know, he can't touch booking anymore. Got to get it out of there.
If they were going to do something like that, then they should have had AJ turn his back on him to leave the ring and have Gunther at least try to attack him, even if AJ saw it coming, and and then you can have Gunther roll out of the ring, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I agree. You have this guy who you're trying to build up as this monster and be this huge heel, and you do you bitch him out, you make him look soft, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Weak.
I was watching that whole segment just rolling my fucking eyes because I'm the same way. Love AJ Styles, but yeah, that was just fucking ridiculous.
And I'm even okay with that being his next stop along the road, being AJ Styles, because AJ's got his retirement tour and all that, and AJ's a great talent. I mean, there's no, you just can't take that away from the guy. He's a phenomenal performer, even at this age. But when you look at the height, weight discrepancy, and okay, that, Rey Mysterio was a world champion, so we can't go strictly by that. But Rey Mysterio was in his prime when he was the world champion. AJ's on his way out the door. And this is your monster you're building up now. So in that circumstance, there's no way the little man bitch slaps your number one heel. Well, guess what else you already noticed last week before the bitch slap came along? Wait till the next one. Before the bitch slap happened, he didn't have white heat anymore.
No.
He got booze. Dom can still get that heat. A year and a half later. And the people actually love Dom. And he can still get that heat.
It all comes down to presentation. It's not the same presentation. And it's
the same fucking writing and booking.
But it's how Dom portrays himself when he's out there in that ring.
Yeah, no, I don't I don't agree with that part, because here's the thing. Gunther is still portraying himself as Gunther the way he's always done, the way he's been, calling him a bitch for the last 2 weeks. The difference is Gunther got bitch slapped and did nothing. That's not a Gunther decision. That's a Triple H.
I know that. But when you talk about how Dom can come out after whatever happens and still get that heat, it's because he puts himself out there to the crowd, because they know that's what he wants from them. Gunther, it's just kind of like, well, okay, show me something. I love his style of wrestling, but I've never liked Gunther on the microphone.
I'm kind of liking him on the mic now. I mean, it took him a while because English wasn't his first language. Like when he first hit NXT and all that, it wasn't so sweet then. And he was in the NXT UK, correct? So that wasn't all that great.
Yes.
But right. Now I think he's actually, the accent works for him. When I listen to him talk, if I close my eyes, all I'm seeing is Ivan Drago.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying he for somebody who wants to get that kind of heat, he's not. I don't think he's portraying himself in the ring to get that kind of heat. And again, it does come down to the writing team, because like I said, if he had snatched AJ by the fucking hair,
or just beat the shit out of him,
brutalize,
just unload on him, stomp him into the mat, chop the shit out of him, and leave him laying in a pool of his own piss.
Yeah.
And now he wants to come back for revenge. But instead, AJ just bit. Now, we know AJ going to get his ass kicked later, but this guy, this monster would never, that character. I feel like an actor all of a sudden. What's my role? What's my motivation? And I always thought they sound pretentious as fuck, but now I get it. Yeah. My character would never allow that to happen.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan was onto something with friggin' creative control. Gunther's next contract, all I can say, you better be pushing for creative control, because they are fucking you up the ass. This was embarrassing. It was so bad. Next level bad. Mavericks 90 says Gunther should have gone straight into a feud with CM Punk for the championship. I disagree. For all the reasons that we just kind of touched on a little bit. I think CM Punk, well, we're going to, in the next segment, we're going to talk about CM Punk Braun Breaker match, which I mentioned yesterday. I was nodding off a little bit, and I guess I missed a little more than I thought. I thought I just kind of missed the intros of the match. I probably missed, the first 10 minutes of the match, and I watched the whole thing back after yesterday's stream, and nearly. Well, we'll talk about that separately in a little bit. But as far as the Gunther thing, yeah, I feel not only did you piss on John Cena on Saturday night's main event, you just keep it's like everyone in the executive office lines up to piss on him again. He left the jorts and the T-shirt behind to go up into the Hall of Fame or into the whatever little memorabilia room they may ever set up somewhere, and they're just all pissing on the box that's holding his gear. They're all just taking turns pissing on it over and over again. It's ridiculous. It's right up there with what they did to Sting when they had him. It's right up there with what they did to Scott Steiner. And I'm not a Scott Steiner fan, but okay, they still buried his dick in the dirt. This is John Cena. And by fucking Gunther, you fucked John Cena again.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, man. It gets hard sometimes just to try and stay a fan. And by the way, before we end this thing, one of the things I was telling Jay about, I don't have Netflix. I'm not getting Netflix. Not giving them my money. There are other ways of watching I've found, and some of them involve maybe, broadcasts that are from outside the United States. And sometimes There's stuff that you can see on those broadcasts that wasn't part of the feed over here in the U.S. We might have been running commercials or whatever the case may be. So I've got some footage that we'll see at the end that no one's been talking about because it didn't air in the United States. So we'll show that up towards the end a little bit. It might make some people happy, okay? It might put a little bit of a better twist on the night if they would have shown it here. I don't know. So, yeah, that's just kind of what it was at. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with our next segment. In the meantime, I just want to say shout out to some of our new subscribers here on the Nation Network. Appreciate y'all.
Welcome to the Nation Network, your home for all things pro wrestling. From classic video games to the latest releases, we dive deep Welcome to the Nation Network, your home for all things pro wrestling. From classic video games to the latest releases, we dive deep into wrestling past and present. Step into the ring with Legends Mania, where dream matches come alive as legends clash with today's top stars. Join the conversation on WrestleChat, our podcast breaking down the biggest stories and hottest events in wrestling today.
Leave an island unto my own.
And don't miss the voice of Ultra Pro Wrestling, Vince McShane, right here on the Nation Network. This is the place where wrestling lives, breathes, and never sleeps. Hit subscribe and let's run wild together.
All right. Segment number 2. Most people didn't see this one either because this happened during a commercial break, but the video has been circulating. Have you seen the video of Liv Morgan from last night?
No.
So during the commercial break, there was a moment where Liv, now we're back on the subject of creative and writing. And if anyone knows anything, back in the day, Vince McMahon was in everyone's ear live, berating the broadcast team because they said a word wrong. People would walk back through the curtain after their match, and he'd throw shit at them or whatever. I mean, it was a very tense environment. And when Triple H took over, that all went away. They were allowed to be a little bit more free in what they said and what they did, and he gave them that creative ability, and that's so important, right? So here we are during a commercial break, no less. So the majority of the world will not see this, well, until the social media videos start circulating. There's a moment in her match where Liv is on, I believe, the second turnbuckle, maybe the top one, I forget, and looks down at Lyra and gives the suck it crotch chop. I'm like, this is brilliant. This should have been on TV. I love it. It's a
Right.
paying homage to the past. It's showing the attitude. The fans got a pop out of it. According to sources, she got in shit for that backstage. Don't ever do it again.
But isn't that kind of along the lines of what her character is now?
Well, isn't that
Her
kind of
and
along
Dom?
the lines of everything DX ever did?
Yeah.
And that worked pretty well, didn't it? I mean, fuck. When did Vince come back? It's like I can't, when I'm hearing, and again, no one's back there to know 100% for sure, but this is coming from reliable sources who do have people that apparently are back there, and this is what's being said, is that they were told her straight up, don't ever do that again. Now, I can understand it if she was doing like the yes chant or, Kenny Omega's, from the rival company. This is your own shit. And by the way, boss, while you're yelling at her, she's paying homage to you.
Well, not only that, if you're having an issue with it because it's a female doing it to their crotch as opposed to a man, that's some straight up fucking sexist bullshit. And I'm not big on that, but If that comes back to be the reason, that's stupid.
Well, they would never say that's
I-
the reason, and I don't think that's the reason, to be honest with you. I can't come up with any reason that makes any sense to me, to be honest, but I doubt that would be it. Not after Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Billy and all that. They did it for about, what, a year and a half, 2 years? Well, hell, they still doing it to this day. What are we talking about? They had a whole generation of kids in school doing it up and down the hallways.
We did, and there was females that I went to school with that did it right along with us. So that's what I'm saying.
Equal opportunity.
Yes.
Welcome aboard, Tim. Good to have you here. So far, the Obafemi poll is up to about 75% now, just moved. And then if I could vote, that would bring it down a little bit closer as to whether or not he has the it factor. We're going to let that poll ride, Joe, because I want to get as many votes in there as we can. So anyway, she got in trouble for doing this, what I thought was a great move and should have been televised, and got a big pop from the crowd. So here's another one. I'm reading.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah, it was good. And I'm reading some of these comments, and one of the WWE, flag-bearing, basement-dwelling boys posted about how great the show was and how this it was, and the crowd was hot. And I'm like, bull fucking shit. First off, it's New York. They don't get hot crowds. New Yorkers haven't had hot crowd since the 90s. Okay.
I was going to say not anymore, no.
No, it's been a long, long time since New York has provided a hot crowd. Yeah, honestly, no, I'll tell you what.
Chicago is
Always.
more hot
Always.
for wrestling than.
Always. Yeah. You're hard-pressed to find any location in the world consistently that provides you a better crowd than Chicago. I mean, if you want to go to Australia or England, who are starved for attention, they'll do it for you.
Oh, yeah.
But far
here
as
in the United States,
out of 50 states and God knows how many different venues that you have to choose from there, Chicago, you're going to be safe. You're going to have a hot crowd. But New York? No. I'm telling you, somebody who lived there for years and years and years, we used to be that crowd. But that's done. It's gone, and they're very fickle now, and they're just, it's just not the same. And that crowd was dead. Now, part of it might have been the matches going on, because, again, we'll touch on this. The early match was the Rhea Ripley tag match with Io Sky. Ripley almost killed Kairi Sane with that really bad Razor's Edge that she overplayed.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more of that happening now. Listen, I called out AEW, and I still do if I'm ever aware of anything. I don't watch their shit. But I call them out all the time for doing stupid stuff or just fucking it up because they don't know what they're doing. I'm not going to be any different with the WWE. I don't want any of these people getting seriously hurt or, God forbid, paralyzed. But
Right.
It seems like it's inevitable because your top star is folding this girl in half on her neck. And Kyrie weighs about, 105? I mean,
Maybe. Yeah.
how can you not, with shoulders like that, control her better? I felt horrible last night watching half of these matches. Well, we'll save the CM Punk match for last because, boy, oh, God. When I'm hearing people saying it was a good match, it lived up to this, it lived up to that, and I'm like, okay, I know I missed some of it, but what I saw didn't. And that's why I watched the whole thing back, and I'm like, no, it got worse by watching it from the start. It can't be a good match. It's impossible. If between the two of you, and it's only a one-on-one match, so there's no one else to blame, you've almost crippled each other 4 times. Legit.
Yeah.
So that's not a good match. A good match is we all walk away. You're both lucky you walked away. Big difference. Big difference. You went to Vegas with 500, you walked away with 400. Not a bad day. But it's not a good day. A good day is you walked in with 500, walked out with 1,000.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a good match. They survived. It's the old pilot saying, any landing you walk away from is a good landing. Oh, my goodness. 75% on Oba still. Okay, just checking. Liv also injured Lyra by dropping her on her face.
Yeah.
This is just a really bad thing. So let's see. Just in one show, I think there wasn't a single match where somebody didn't get hurt. Maybe they're not out for weeks or anything, but they got hurt. That can't happen. At this level, that's inexcusable. that that's happening.
Probably the Becky and Maxine match was the only one that didn't have something in it where
Yeah, they made no
somebody
contact.
looked like they got. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that's probably the only match.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if there's no contact, you should be safe. I would hope. I'm just saying, I hope. If you're not actually touching each other, hell, you're not even putting on a real ankle lock. I mean, for the love of God. Yeah, so anyway, Liv was looking good, though, up until that moment. And then Lyra came back again. And again, there's just too many things happening right now. And then we've got our fearless women's world champion who doesn't defend the title ever in Jade Cargill there, who apparently they decided they're going to do a holiday house show tour. They got rid of all the house shows, but now they're doing house shows for the month, I guess. And Cargill didn't just injure one person. No. That would be what everybody can do. I got to take out two. Now, there's no heat on her. They're saying, oh, injuries happen. They do happen. But when you see a common denominator, you need to inspect it. Nia Jax. Common denominator. Okay? Jade Cargill now is a definite common denominator. Braun Breaker is a common denominator. And he's doing it to himself. I think. We're going to trust that in the next segment here. Jade's put Michin on the shelf. And then they had to replace her for the remainder of the tour with B-Fab, who lasted one day before she got put on the shelf. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. All right, we come back. It's going to be the third segment. I'm going to give you guys something to have some fun with in the meantime.
What is the truck saying about that? Oh, okay.
Welcome to
Hold that thought. What the fuck is with this shit? It's always something.
What is the truck saying about that?
Always.
Oh, okay. I don't have any idea if my... All right, Ultimate Warrior. You've heard from Andre the Giant and Bobby the Brain Heenan. They feel they have the advantage.
Speed truck? Vince, you ready? Yes, sir. Okay, here we go. Quiet, please. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, Ultimate Warrior. You've heard from Andre the Giant and Bobby.
His mic broke.
Broke his fucking microphone just doing an interview. Oh my God. That's freaking hilarious. And Orgland's just no selling the shit out of it. It's like, broke my shit. Oh, I do love watching those things that you never saw before, but you remember the promos, you remember the interviews or whatever, and then to see how long it took them to get that shit out the right way.
Right.
Okay. Well, because all this nesting stuff has worked so well, we're going to try it again. All right, Jay's going to disappear from the screen, but you should still be able to hear me and see the screen as we switch over here in a moment. Let's talk about it, shall we? The main event of the evening that was supposed to be such a great match, according to those that believe it was a great match. The part that I had missed, I slept through this part, was this absolutely amazing pile driver here. If I can get it to play. You son of a bitch. All right, let me try something here. No, this is a Twitter thing at this point. Hold on, no. Let me get back here.
Right.
All right, there we go. Hold on.
Pile driver on break.
Oh, my
get
God.
all of it
What
down.
the fuck was that?
Hook into the cover. Hook of the leg. On Braun. And a kick out again. Pile
Let's watch it
driver
again.
on
His
Braun.
foot, he
Get
doesn't
all
get
of
up
it down.
enough to get his
Hook
foot out
into
from
the
under
cover.
him.
Hook of the leg. On Braun. And a kick out again. Pile driver on break.
Oh,
Didn't
my
get
God.
all of it, though.
So again, you're dropping this guy on his head. First, you drop him on his head, and that wasn't entirely Punk's fault in this situation, although it was actually because he didn't hit him hard enough. You do the Doomsday device on the guy in the War Games match, and don't rotate him, and he drops him on his head. Now you literally drop him on his head because you can't get your own fucking foot 4 inches off the ground. I mean, I don't know how else you explain that. Let's look at it one more time.
Punk into the cover. Hook of the leg.
This is totally Punk.
And a kick out again. Pile driver on Brady.
That was horrible.
It, though.
That was horrible.
You
and
can
I know,
see his heels catching.
Yeah. And Stevie Richards on Thursday is going to have a what went wrong, and I know they're addressing the big one, which was the fucked up Frankenstein we're going to get to in a minute. I would be amazed if this didn't also get thrown in the mix. Now, easy to say, okay, CM Punk's fault. Somebody had posted this. Is this it? No. Okay, this is the fucked up Frankensteiner, so we'll take a look at that.
Has the heart and guts to dig
Now,
back into this.
I think
it's
this
the
is Braun
Punk,
Breaker's fault,
the
but let me double check.
World champion. Breaker, though.
Yeah, that's on him.
And Punk.
That's on him. Okay, let's see if Stevie agrees with me on Thursday. He's supposed to jump up and land almost like, you suck my dick, okay? With his legs straddling Punk over the back of his shoulders. He jumps away from Punk. Look at him. He's falling away already. And you can see the look on Punk's face like, what the fuck do you want me to do? And how's he supposed to catch him?
Right.
And not for anything, your uncle invented the fucking move. Talk to him. Because you're supposed to do, and I'm not sitting here like I can do it. No, I can't, but I know what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to actually grab him with your legs. In case he does fuck up, it won't hurt you because you're still going to use his ass one way or another. You got to literally scissor him with those legs, wrap those legs around him to make sure this doesn't happen. So the first one's all Punk. This one is all Braun. And I'm going to say War Games was Punk too.
Like I said last night, I think he was supposed to hold on to the ropes and stuff to,
No, because they redid it. Dude, they redid the same spot a few minutes later and it executed right. So that's the thing. It wasn't the miss. And even Braun, you can see him. He's not set right. And it's like, this shit is like a dance, okay? And there's beats to a dance. And while we're doing this, he's all of a sudden out of nowhere going on his jump. The timing is all fucked up. Watch it again.
The heart and guts to dig back into this. It's the veteran Punk, the 7-time world champion.
And then right here, there.
Went for the Frankenstein and Punk.
His timing he should have jumped up more so that he could land on the shoulders and wrap his legs. I mean, it sounds gay as fuck, but hey, you're the one doing the move. Wrap his legs around Punk's head to guarantee he doesn't do that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you go back and look at it, Punk's legs are outside of the ropes. If he was supposed to get the move off, if the move was supposed to go off, Punk's legs should have been inside the ropes.
No.
Standing on the second turnbuckle. No. Yeah.
No. Because look at his hands.
Watch this. Watch the second one.
Oh, I'm watching it. I don't have the second one. I only have the first one. But I'm telling you, look at his hands.
Breaker.
He's waiting for him to go over the shoulders.
No.
It's all on him. There's just no way getting around that. He's trying to grab him, and then he'll roll over on it. You can see he'll roll over. The force of his body, if he would have grabbed him right, would have pulled Punk off the top rope and forced him to do a tuck roll. There wouldn't have been an alternative. The gravity would have done that. But he jumped so far off. I mean, don't you practice this shit with the big blue mats? And make sure you have it right before you do it? Or is it just like one of those Brock Lesnar WrestleMania moments where you're going to do a fucking insane...
Well, no, you're supposed to practice it, but you can practice something till you're fucking blue in the face. But if you run, like I said earlier, if you watch Kurt Angle, anytime he ran up the ropes to do that belly to belly off the top rope and shit, he always planted his feet and made sure the person was ready to go. Braun just ran up it, decided, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Fuck it. And like you said, he didn't jump straight up. He jumped out. So
I'm putting that all on Braun. And then we've got, what is this?
Beer time.
Oh,
knee.
yeah. So I'm of the opinion this was after Punk was dropped on his face on the floor. Now, I shouldn't say dropped. He did this to himself, too. Dives through the ropes. Looks like a knee pad or his foot caught the rope. So he, instead of kind of sailing through and keeping his forward motion, he went straight down on his face. And, man, that referee was there within a half second.
Yeah.
And that's when you know something ain't right. So I'm not convinced that he wasn't already concussed in this moment because if all you got to do is bring up your knee, it should look better than this.
Well, this was also after they did that spot where he dived out of the ring, but then Braun jumped off the top turnbuckle and put him through the table.
Correct.
So
Beer time. Punk though. Put the knee up. He intercepted. Punk intercepted breaker.
I mean, it wasn't pretty.
I think Braun might be out already. Punk with a GTS. Go to sleep. Cover. CM Punk retains the world title.
Here is your winner, and still
All right. Well, like I said, there's more footage that didn't apparently air in the U.S. I'll be bringing that up in just a couple of moments here. Here's something else somebody posted, and I'm like, wow, you know what? In the past, I would have said something negative about it, but what do we just say? When you have a common denominator?
It could have cost him. CM Punk thinking. Buck shot. Punk shot. Goes. Punk collapses. Oh, there it is.
So right there, ladies and gentlemen.
he loves living up here.
Here they go.
Slipped off the top rope. Penta rolled through, and I think that was the damage done.
Adversaries. Wait, well, there's a tag. That will change the complexion. Business just picked up.
Oh boy. Slipped on the top rope. Days ago. Out of world championship title matches unscathed.
again, a lot of that can be
Oh.
he's
was
going
looking for
too
the
fast.
Famouser, but Punk
You know,
picks up
get
Austin
yourself.
and powerbomb him. The champ.
You got to get yourself set. That's all you can do. If you don't have yourself set, your shit's going to look like shit, and you're not going to. I get that the ropes can be slippery sometimes, but Jesus Christ, not every
Slippery
time.
sometimes. You are his defense attorney. Good job.
No, I'm saying those were some fuck ups because he was going
they
too
were.
quick than what he should have been doing. Like AJ. AJ does the phenomenal elbow how many times? And I've seen him slip off the ropes 3 times. That's it. Because he practices that fucking move. And don't do fucking moves you're not used to.
Dude, you just said it.
You, before that match.
Watching that last compilation from the AEW days, and he wasn't even there that long to have that good a compilation of fuck-ups, right? All I'm remembering is the world-famous quote by the American Dream Dusty Rhodes when he was doing NXT. Don't do shit you can't do.
Yeah. He probably never done the Spanish Fly. That's why that fucked up. He'd never done the
Or he did it
shotgun
when he was
lariat. That's why
30
that
and not
fucked up.
50.
Well, that too.
I mean, look, this is a young man's game, even though they keep hiring 40-year-olds. Everyone they've been signing, the average age is 40. The fuck? Tim says, Braun was very lucky he didn't break his neck in the match. Braun's been very lucky in a lot of matches. And he's his own worst enemy. Yeah, Punk was responsible for at least one, if not 2 of those. And Punk was responsible for the Hell in a Cell, or not the Hell in a Cell, but the War Games. Braun was all responsible for that Frankensteiner. I can't wait for Stevie Richards to vindicate me. He better.
You're right, Maverick. Lance Storm, yeah, that's what I was saying. Punk's legs should have been on the inside of the ropes to take the Frankensteiner. Never have I ever seen somebody take a top rope Frankensteiner and their legs are outside the ropes because there's too much chance of you can't get sprung over. Your feet could get caught under the fucking ropes.
Even if they
have to be on the
even if they did, if the guy did his part right, if Braun did his part right and head scissored him properly, the centrifugal force would still have brought him all the way through where he could have landed flat on his stomach. And again, with CM Punk's legs on the
Braun
inside,
would have, but Braun would have, but
Punk would have done
wouldn't
nothing.
got
And the
over.
worst would have happened to him is he would have come down into the buckles a little bit. I mean, he never would even make contact with the ground under those circumstances. The thing is, if your legs are on the inside, I'm not saying you can't do it this way. The reason I wouldn't like it, if it were me taking the move, is because you have definitely got your legs inside the ropes now, which sounds great on paper, except the fact you're supposed to be flipping into a somersault. Now as your head is tucking down and going through the roll and your heels have to come over your head, the odds of them striking the second or the top rope keeping you from getting your rotation. Whereas if you're on the way Punk was, there's nothing there. There's air above you. That's it. So
I don't know. Every time I took that move, my legs were inside the ring. So that's I can only speak from experience.
Well, I might do a little more homework and find out a few matches where that move was done just to see if there are. I'm sure there are different iterations of it, and just see if there's like any kind of track record.
Actually, go back and look at the Steiners doing it and see.
Well, everyone and their mother does a Frankensteiner now. I'd more look at the AAA type stuff nowadays or the cruiserweight division because they do that shit all the time. I go back to what was it 205 Live or some shit? What was that WWE thing that nobody watched?
Yeah,
and I guarantee you they probably did that 6 times a match. Anyway, I can't possibly look at a match like that and call it even a good match. You're both lucky you're walking.
That and Punk looked like he was gassed halfway through it and shit. So,
and again, he's old now.
And then they're like, Punk's got a gas tank on him. Bullshit.
He does. It's empty. It's empty. I can accept it. Why can't you? Over family, 75% say he has the it factor. I'm going to stay, and if I add mine to that, that would bring it down to about 60-40. So, we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah.
For those of you not watching this live, put your vote down in the chat, or in the comments, rather. Just put your yes or no is all you got to do. Yes or no. Does he have the it factor? I'd be real curious. I might even put this up on the poll on the main page there. All right. As I promised, we have some additional video here that we can take a look at. It may change some people's minds on the overall event. I talked about it last night. I thought the Stranger Things thing was an absolute debacle, disgust, stupid, pointless crossover. It's not bad enough that the whole ring is an advertisement now for something or other, whether it's Saudi Arabia, real American beer that you can't buy anywhere other than Tampa. It's everything's in it. This is the attitude error. Everyone,
Well, the whole problem with Stranger Things is that Netflix and the Duffer Brothers really shit the bed on the final season here, and it's been labeled the worst season out of the 5, and their ratings suck for it. I watched it because I had 10 years invested in the series, and I was pissed off at
10 years. They're not 10 years.
Yes, it
5.
took them 10 years to do 5 seasons
okay.
because of COVID.
Okay. No, I thought you meant 10 seasons. I was like, they got 5 seasons. What are you talking about? Well, that explains why that girl looks like a fucking grown woman. Have they explained the timeline difference? Is that the reason why she's a fucking...
At the very end, they jumped 18 months to let him graduate from high school.
18 months? That's being kind.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
She's looking a little older than 18 months out of high school. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying. But that's why when I saw the Stranger Things, that I knew exactly why they did it, was because they're like, we got to get our fucking ratings up. We fucked this shit up really bad, and now we got to get, maybe these wrestling people who haven't watched the first 4 seasons will at least watch the last one and get the fucking ratings up.
Well, here's the thing. They were supposed to have the cast there. None of them showed up.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, you already made your money. I already did the last season. I'm done with you motherfuckers. I don't give a shit if they watch your shit or not. It was horrible.
Well, not only that, with all the woke bullshit that was in the last season, they have gotten so much fucking hate mail from people going, you took 10 years of my life, and then this is the shit you give me.
Yeah, they never
Not trying to go into a Stranger Thing debate, but I'm just saying that's why they did it last night.
They never learn, man. The friggin' wokists are still not figuring it out yet, but sooner or later. All right, so here's some additional footage. Might make some people happier about it. I don't know. Let's see. That wouldn't have been that hard. Hell, you didn't even have to have Jericho. You could have just had somebody with the jacket.
Yeah.
So apparently, and I didn't even know this, so there was a lot of talk of that they hadn't sold the tickets. Okay, there was a lot of outstanding tickets for this show, and that was the whole reason for the Stranger Things tie-in. And I did not see the little social media thing that Adam Pearce tweeted out, where he said, big match tonight for the World Championship. Who's going to break the walls down and take the title home? Basically saying that Chris Jericho's coming in tonight. But you didn't say that. But all of a sudden, off of that, they sold 3,000 tickets.
Yep.
Filled the place up. Those people and many others that paid the money are so vocally toxic right now towards the WWE, towards their product. And while Triple H wants to say that social media is not real, the internet's not real life, you can fuck some of the people some at a time, but you can't fuck all the people all the time. You're going to find out that these chickens are going to come home to roost, and you're going to have to do the Tony Khan thing and sell half an arena and get a lot of investment in black tarp.
Yep.
Such a shit show. Absolute horrible night. I'm back to just watching highlights the next day. I'm not even going to put myself through it anymore. I don't care what show you book. I don't care what you promise. You know, you can have the old school throwback thing, which normally I'm all about that, but nope. I'll just wait for the replay.
They both have to come out on walkers, guys. I mean, if you're going to put Jericho against Punk for a retirement brawl match, make them both come out on walkers or crutches or something. Maybe one of them in a wheelchair, you know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, everyone's like, hey, do you like the fact that Jericho's come back? Do you think for what? Guy's 50 what? 52? 54? 53?
He's 54 because he's 2 years older than me.
Okay. 54-year-old man? No. And what makes it worse is his style of wrestling, which he can't do anymore, really.
Right.
I have no doubt in my mind he'll have a WrestleMania match, and he's going to try that lion salt. And I am telling you, hand to God.
Maybe from the bottom rope.
It won't matter, is my point. I don't see him getting the height and the rotation, all that. You're an old man. Dude, if anything, you come back for one more match, it's a tag match. Just get in there, get a few bumps here and there, let them set you up for the Lion Tamer, and be done with it. But to try and carry a match off, I'd love to see you make me wrong.
I said I'd be all right if he wanted to come back and be a mouthpiece for somebody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, God knows he's great on a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could totally. I mean, back in the day, that's the way it was. Freddie Blassie, former wrestler. Yeah. Bobby Heenan, former wrestler. Jimmy Hart, former singer. Just saying it can be done. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, whether you were live or if you're catching us later on the replay. And again, if you're on the replay, down in the comment section down below, make sure you put in yes or no. Does Obafemi have the it factor? And I think I'm going to post it up on the community page there for our YouTube channel, too.
I would, yep.
See if we get more votes, because I want to see where the masses are. Plus, I can vote on that one. All right, it's that time. Say goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you again next time right here on the Nation Network for more WrestleChat.